So today we are going to learn how to compare fractions with the same numerator. By the end of this video, you will be able to compare fractions with the same numerator by reasoning about their size, and we will learn more about that within this video. So first we're going to do some review with these fractions. So 2/4 is equal to 1/2. And how we know this is if we draw this out and we draw a pizza or a circle into 4, and then we highlight the 2, so that's half. And then we cut this pizza into 2 pieces and color the 1, and that is also half the pizza. So just because the 4 is a bigger denominator does not mean that 2/4 is bigger than 1/2. So this next problem we're going to review is 3/4 is greater, So the next problem we are going to review is 3/4 is bigger than 3/5. So we're going to use a circle example again. So I'm going to cut this circle into 4 pieces and then shade in the 3. And then we have 3/5. So I'm going to draw another circle and cut it into 4 and then just add one more line. So we have 5 slices in the circle and then draw in 3 slices. So as you can see, the 3/4 is bigger than the 3/5, even though the 3/5 has a bigger denominator. So you can't always judge a fraction by the denominator. You have to make sure you look within the whole fraction. So this is the last problem we're going to review. So this time we're going to use a square instead of a circle. So I'm going to draw, well, that still looks like a rectangle. Okay. Sorry for my drawing skills. I apologize. So I'm going to shade the 1 in there, and then I'll shade the 4 in there. And we're shading in the numerator. So the numerator is always on top. So that is this one, and the denominator is the one below the line. Okay, so as you can see, is the 4/6 is bigger than the 1/3, and we know this because there is more shaded in the 4/6 than the 1/3. So this is one of those situations where even though the denominator is bigger, it is still correct with the answer to the problem. A common mistake a lot of people have made is picking the fraction with the largest common denominator to be the larger fraction. So examples of this: 1/2 is bigger than 1/4. And how you can always tell if your work is correct is by drawing it out. So we're going to draw 2 circles. And the 1/4 we're going to slice into 4 pieces. And then the 1/2 we're going to slice it into 2 pieces. So then we're going to shade in the numerator. So as you can see, even though 1/4 may look bigger because 4 is bigger than 2, actually 1/2 is bigger because half of the pizza is more than 1/4 of a pizza. So you can't really judge it by the denominator because that's not the entire fraction. You always have to do the entire fraction, and the easiest way to do this is always drawing it out. So for the next one, we will draw rectangles. And this one is 3/4 is bigger than 3/5. So we'll cut this one into 5 slices and this one into 4 slices. And then we'll color this in, we'll color this one in. And see, this one has the same numerator, so you might think, oh, since 5 is bigger than 4, and the numerators are the same, 3/5 would be bigger than 3/4. But that's actually the opposite. Because as you can see, 3/4, when shaded in, is bigger than 3/5. So this is another example of how you cannot judge a fraction solely by the common denominator. Okay, so we have reviewed and we've also gone over common mistakes. So now we are going to move on to the lesson. So our problem is going to be 1/6 is less than 1/3. So how did I figure this out? Because the 6 is bigger than the 3. Well, let's draw it. So we're going to draw 2 rectangles and split them as evenly as possible. I know that can be really hard. I'm really bad about it, but just try your best. Okay? So now we're going to shade in the 1 to each fraction. So when looking at both of these rectangles, which one is more shaded in? If you picked 1/3, you are correct. So 1/3 is bigger than 1/6, and they have the same numerator, and 6 is bigger than 3, so that might make it hard to tell. But always, 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 drawing it out lets you see the problem for the whole picture, and if you work through the problem, there's a lot less likely that you'll get it wrong. The second part of our lesson is a word problem. Mary and Amy are raising money for their local animal shelter. Mary has raised 1/5 of her goal, and Amy has raised 1/2. Who has raised more money so far? So if we draw this out, and we will use rectangles again. So let's draw Mary's. So that is 1/5. And then Amy is 1/2. So we'll shade it in. So now, when seeing a picture, who has raised more money? We can tell by the picture that it is clearly Amy. She has done quite a bit better than Mary, so Mary has to catch up. But yeah, drawing a picture always helps you see the problem for what it is. So even the 5 is bigger than the 2, it doesn't really matter because 1/2 is bigger than 1/5. Yay, you've completed the video, so now you know how to compare fractions with the same numerator by reasoning about their size. Way to go, you guys all did super well, and I really hope this video was helpful to you. And remember, always draw out your fractions. That is so helpful, and do not judge a fraction strictly by the denominator because the numerator matters just as much.